Hey Sagittarius, thanks for stopping by. All right, let's get into it. All right, Sagittarius. So for anybody who's new, this is you and the past. This is the present within about a month, forward and back, and this is the future. Okay, so recently you may have gone kind of deep as far as like what you want or what brings you joy, or I'm getting pleasure. I also feel like this has set you off on some kind of new path or journey, or just it feels new maybe because it feels lighter. That could be because you've let some things go. There could have been choices involved, but it feels like the choice involved, it's like what you truly want versus something else, whether that's like status quo or what others want from you. There's something that you let go of, and it just puts you so in alignment. And I think that's why like it almost feels like you're on this new path even though you've been walking it. For others, there's some sort of clarity. I feel like for some of you with this clarity, it's like what you may have tried to attain in the past, you've let that go, or you've become more practical in a sense. It just feels like this is kind of like a new way of being or a new way of moving forward. Some of you may have looked really deeply at your partnerships. And it's interesting over here because you're in the Ten of Cups. It's almost like, you know, it's like things are being orchestrated, or you're like the person leading the orchestra. I don't know what that is called. I do know what it's called, but it's not coming to me. But it's like, it's almost like things are moving like a well-oiled machine, or like everything's in tune, you know. It's like you have work and friends and, you know, just life and this and that and the other thing and all these things. It's like, imagine it like an orchestra, you know. It's all just working well together. I also feel like it's making you feel very unburdened, whether that's just your day-to-day or emotionally. I feel like it could be both for some of you, where because your day-to-day isn't feeling heavy, emotionally you feel better. Okay, I'm just gonna look at these. For anybody new, sometimes I do take the cards off the screen just to feel them up. Yeah, this feeling light, it's like, I don't know, it feels a bit connected to this, you guys, where you might have whatever this clarity is, or this going deep, or, you know, whatever you've let go of or just figured out for yourself. It's causing you to see things much more clearly as far as like your emotions, or like what kind of lightens your load and causes, you know, better emotions versus like that heaviness. It has something to do with whatever this is. So I don't know if you just, you know, figured some things about yourself like subconsciously. It just feels like deep. But like this feels really good. So even if there's been, you know, some heaviness like underlying, it's like such a benefit to you in the long run, if that makes sense. Okay, so moving to the future. I just really want to thank everybody for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. Also, all of you who have left comments, thank you so much. And then also, I just want to mention watching your big three just to see what resonates with my readings, and other readers also. Every reader is different, so the energy is different. You know, you have different viewers, etc. So sometimes with one viewer, it might be your sun. For another reader, it could be your rising. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. You're very clear. This is really interesting. It's like you're being very, almost like careful how you give your energy away to things, people, situations. Yeah, it feels like energy. Like what you're putting your energy into or who you're putting your energy into. And it comes down to like clarity. It's like you don't want to be confused. I wonder if that's part of this. Like maybe you had a lot of confusion in your life about what you wanted, or people were causing confusion. Oh, this is lovely. Because it's like you're actually bringing this intention into your being of like clarity, you know? Okay. And it's like, you know, it's like this really good balance between like logic and emotion, or just like this thinking clearly. You know, it's kind of like the head and heart thing, like this balance. Yeah, it's like happy home type energy. You don't want the back and forth. You want everything like just, it's almost like this cut and dry almost feeling, but there's still a need for fluidity, okay? Meaning like going with the flow on things. When things do pop up, that might cause a bit of confusion instead of just like almost like shutting down. Okay, I need to look at these, you guys. All right, there's this sense of like happy home, like I said. So there's just this need to be careful about like shutting people out or something like that. So when we're talking about like this clarity and head and heart, just be careful that you're not shutting everyone out. Okay, there's something about that, because there's this feeling of like lacking excitement or drive possibly, but it really feels like excitement. So for example, the happy home thing, you know, you might be super comfortable and happy and at peace in your home, but then like with friendships, it's like you're not putting the energy into that because it's like you're being so particular. So obviously, you know, if you are walking away from people that are taking your energy, you know, and you're releasing people from your life, understood. But just make sure that you're still giving energy to those people in your life that, you know, are giving back. And I think that's why the flow is coming in, because it's like it can't be all or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So just make sure you're still feeding your energy to those who are deserving of it, right? Okay, and then over here, yeah, you're just like at peace. There might be times here in the future where you're wondering if like you went about gaining your peace like correctly. So that could come back to this whole like shutting everybody out type of thing, or whatever this is that you're shutting out. It's almost like you're cutting off your energy from everything or everyone. So make sure you're not doing that. There's also this feeling here that this is going to last. This peace or this rest period is going to last because you've made some changes. And it's like a mindset change though, you know? Because this is like really almost like a new way of thinking or being, or living your truth almost. I'm getting, it's like you're living your truth here. So it's kind of like, you know, everybody is different, right? And I feel like you may have been making choices on even like behaviors that weren't actually you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something about rest or taking breaks. So you may have been somebody who, like, let's say, was just go, 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 like 24/7, you know, like you really didn't take any rest for yourself or enjoy things in life or something like that. And now that's changed because that's something that's really important to you, you know? And that could be this whole energy thing. You're cutting people out who expect maybe a certain level of drive that isn't aligned with you. You know, everyone is different. Some people thrive by constantly going. You know, they might work multiple jobs and, you know, they have kids and they're caretakers and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like they'll take breaks, but they don't really burn out. It almost motivates them more to do more, right? And then some people, you know, they need a lot of time like to themselves or just like to rejuvenate. And that's what this feels like. It's like you're figuring out this like lifestyle or way of living that works best for you. That's what this feels like. Okay. So it's really interesting because you feel kind of like almost like an air sign in a sense. But I mean, obviously we all have so many different components to us, but you're very much like in your head, you're probably somewhat of like a planner. Not that you have to plan like every single minute necessarily, but you might, you know, appreciate a plan, or you're just in your head thinking about things like maybe just like this lifestyle thing, like figuring out what makes sense for you or something to that effect. But I feel like, you know, you might be just a very strategic person, or that's kind of how it's been in the recent past. I also feel like you need friends around, or you need to be around people. So this cutting your energy off and this little message about making sure to still give energy to the people that you care about and want around you, that's just coming up again. You might feel like something has almost like dwindled. I wonder if this has to do with the people around you. Like you might have been surrounded by, you know, a lot of people, and because you've been, you know, it does feel like you've been cutting different things out of your life, whether that's people, things, or just situations. So you might be looking at it like, wow, I really didn't have really all these people around me supporting me like I thought I did. Or, wow, you know, now that these situations that I've cut out, it's like I don't have as much going on. There's something about that. So I think what the message is, you know, always give your energy to the people who give back to you. But when you do cut people or situations or things out of your life, it's not that, don't look at it as like, oh, I used to have all these friends and now I only have a couple people to hang out with. Don't think about it like that. Try to think about it as you are able to give more energy to the people who give energy to you, rather than giving a little bit to all these different things. That was really like a burden to you. And now you can focus on the things, the people, and the situations that you really care about and who care about you. I hope that makes sense to you. But I really love your energy. You know, this is a really big deal. Whenever we figure something out about ourselves or about others or about situations, it's always going to be something life-changing, because it changes how we go through our life as we walk this path, you know? So when you figure out like certain people that, you know, really they don't benefit you in any way, they might be stressors in your life, you know, well, you cut that out. Think of all the stress you just cut out of your life going into the future. You see what I'm saying? So it is a really beautiful reading. And I really hope this helps someone, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.